I don't know why you dragged me into this discussion because obviously we do not know anything about Devil May Cry.
No, I've never seen Devil's Cry.
No, never.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I'm just kidding, guys. Welcome back to Hidden Item. This is a new discussion for Devil May Cry 5. Actually, our first discussion. So, this will be interesting.
Yeah, I guess real quick backstory about what we actually know of Devil May Cry. I've played every single game. I've loved 1 and 3 the most. 4 was alright. 2, I don't talk about 2. And then I've seen the anime. I haven't... If there's any other Devil May Cry stuff and, like, novelizations or whatever, I have not experienced it.
But who are you?
I am Ricky from Hidden Item.
Woo!
Yes.
I'm Zaire, and I have little experience with Devil May Cry. Just beat the first one. Beat the second one a long time... No, didn't beat the second one. Played through the second one. Doing that right now. And then DMC Devil May Cry, which was really fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I played DMC Devil May Cry as well.
But regardless, we're here to talk about the new one, Devil May Cry 5, starring our boy, Nero. Not Demo.
Not Demo.
People can't tell it was a joke. I was joking.
It wasn't. It didn't start off as a joke. We seriously thought that was.
But I would have been down. No, I'm not gonna lie.
We thought it was the DMC reboot, and I was in such horror that I didn't see him rev up his sword. Yeah. So then I was still like, "Damn it, why?" And then later on, I saw him.
It happens. Man.
Yeah. I saw him fighting, and then I was like, "Oh, that's Nero." But by that time, the damage has been done.
The damage has been done. The YouTube comments were like, "You guys are all fucking idiots. You are not real Devil May Cry fans," which to some extent, I'm not. I'm a fan, but I won't say I'm the biggest.
You like the game.
I love the game.
But when it comes to who liked Devil May Cry more, me or you, or who's had more of a history with it,
the comment section.
That is the comment section.
Comment section. No, but seriously, guys, Devil May Cry 5. It is Gamescom this week. And we got 2 trailers. One was one trailer and one 15-minute gameplay with Nero. And all this cool stuff.
Really cool.
I'm just gonna start off with saying I'm liking what they're doing with the gameplay because it's reminding me a lot of DMC Devil May Cry, and I like that gameplay the best from the Devil May Cry games that I played.
Here's the thing about what you just said right now is that Devil May Cry 4, it seems like that started what DMC ended up doing, where Nero had the Devil Bringer, his arm, his demon arm, and that was used to like grapple enemies towards him. Right. And then what DMC Devil May Cry did was it did it in the opposite motion as well. So not only were you bringing enemies to you, but you're also going towards enemies.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And that was very interesting. And yeah, okay, cool, that worked out and everything. But the thing about DMC Devil May Cry is it just wasn't exactly what we wanted in a tone setting. Mm-hmm. It was too edgy, too teenage punk rock, and I mean that's cool for some things, but when it's Devil May Cry, I want the cheesiness. You
want the all balls to the wall action hero.
I want to see Dante fight in his little studio, just fighting demons and hitting a pool table, and the balls just flying everywhere. He shoots one of the cues, and it starts hitting the other cues and kills all the demons. Yeah, I want that.
While eating pizza and no shirt on.
Pizza, yes.
Right on. Well,
that's what I want. And now we're getting it.
Now we're getting that. And what's really cool is kind of what I'm seeing is the blend of 2 things. We're getting the ninja. I don't know if it's Ninja Theory. Ninja Theory,
yes.
Gameplay with with what was DMC4, like you said. What I'm seeing is Nero. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but Nero's gameplay is kind of more for that. And if let's say Dante comes into the picture, he will come. He
does.
He did.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. And that's gonna be more. Maybe it'll play more like traditional Devil May Cry.
Right.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, straight up, Nero. A lot of what he does is lifted right out of Devil May Cry 4. Let's not tiptoe around that.
Let's not tiptoe.
It's all Devil May Cry 4 with some hints of DMC. Like we said, you could grapple yourself towards the enemy, which is really cool. But let's talk about his arm, okay? So in the trailer back at E3, we saw his arm get cut off by what a lot of people think is Virgil, and it probably is Virgil. And
spoilers to people who don't want to know.
Yeah, and his sword Yamato, which if you didn't know, Zaire, because you didn't play Devil May Cry 4, that was what allowed Nero to use his Devil Trigger in Devil May Cry 4.
Oh.
So
that's why when we saw the gameplay, we didn't see
there
no
was
Devil
no Devil Trigger. Yeah, so that's still up in there. We don't know how or even if he does get a Devil Trigger in this because of story purposes, but So since his arm is gone though, they replaced it with a mechanical arm.
Right.
So it's not the demon arm
Thanks
anymore.
to Nico, his
Nico?
That's her name.
You mean his little assistant driver?
Yeah, no, assistant. She's her own badass thing.
Okay, whatever. I'm not attached to her yet.
They are co-workers.
I'm not attached to her yet because I don't know her.
I feel you.
But regardless, he's got a mechanical arm and it functions apparently like ammo, where like you see it laying around on the floor, you pick it up, very Resident Evil style, if I might add, where like you would just see it floating in the middle of the world, and you just go and pick it up.
Boom.
And then it looked like it appeared in the bottom right, and you could like cycle between what you're getting, and each one has its own unique purpose.
Kind of like in Chain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, where you could cycle through the cards.
Yeah, but this time it's just arms.
It's just arms and different functions.
Right, and we saw. A few were like he's shooting electricity out of his hand. He's shooting a light beam out of the hand, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And then there was
Unlimited power.
Yeah, exactly, unlimited power. And my personal favorite one when he shoots a rocket out of it and he actually rides on it.
No, that's really sick. And in the trailer, the little 4-minute trailer we got that announced the release date, you see him ride the arm, and then you could like go through like this like a hoop or something, and he does tricks off of it.
Right. Yeah.
Like Sonic, like it reminds me of like Sonic Adventure 2 or Sonic Generation. Sorry, and that's actually really cool. Like you just kind of have fun. This game like just reeks of stylish and fun. Even the menus, right? It reminds me of Persona 5, how the menus were super stylish, super kind of its own thing. This game does that with like the whole glass shattering.
Yeah, it actually did that same thing in Devil May Cry 4, kind of. It looks like an evolution of what it did in Devil May Cry 4, where in Devil May Cry 4 all it did was shoot the screen and then it shattered and the menu was behind it.
Yeah.
This one, it shoots the screen and the shards of glass fly out and the menu or the results screen is the shards of glass.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know. I love it. I haven't seen a single thing in this game that I don't like.
Nero's design.
Nero's design, I don't like the way he looks.
I don't like his hair.
I don't like the way he looks.
But
he looks like he at the end of DMC Devil May Cry. I don't know if a lot of people remember this. Spoiler alert, I guess. Slight. His hair turns white.
Dante's hair
Turns white.
Yeah.
And he looks like that. He looks like DMC Devil May Cry with white hair.
That's why a lot of people got confused when the DMC 5 trailer dropped and they said, "Oh, it's Demo." Well, us, me,
a lot of people, us,
thought it was Demo, but whatever. We got our shit. We got shitted on.
It's all good fun.
The cool thing, a lot of cool things that we saw in the trailer. Okay, we saw a lot of combat, a lot of different enemies.
Some boss fights.
Some boss fights. Actually, a big boss fight at the end. But one thing that I thought was really, really cool, right?
Yes.
Was when Nero charges up his arm. He's like, "Here, have some of this good shit," and it's just freaking
the light beam.
Like Mega Man's X, like or when Frank West in Marvel's Capcom 3, when he does the real Mega Buster.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was Tatsunoko or Capcom.
It's
but
the light beam.
Yeah, dude, that shit was so sick.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is fucking badass.
And if you didn't notice, after certain attacks like that, his arm breaks. So you got to pick up another one.
I did not know that.
Yep. And then there's actually moments where his arm, like he just straight up doesn't have an arm.
I did see that.
Yeah, because it breaks, and then you need to pick up other ones.
Yeah, like how you said, like they treat the arm as ammunition. Where I saw him like kind of reload it.
It's an interesting take because it's ammunition that changes your fight style.
Mm-hmm.
And in a sense, like you're not going to be swinging your sword differently, but your tactic is going to be based off of what other arm you got. So
and that's pretty interesting.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
that can give you fresh new combos, like different. Everyone's gonna play the game differently. It's not like where in DMC Devil May Cry, I have to use the big old scythe, or not scythe, the axe hammer thing,
right,
to kill the fire enemies, and I have to use the scythe to kill the angel enemies or the blue enemies.
Right.
So I mean, like it's something cool, something different. Just a lot of options, and that's what I like to see in games.
Right.
One thing that the game did remind me of is Scalebound, because I want Scalebound.
Nero kind of looks like
he looks
the
like
guy from Scalebound. Also,
like, I wish that Platinum did Scalebound still.
Nero looks like every douchey main character. Like I don't know, just the guy from Scalebound.
Ricky said that.
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
So comment section, you give him hell, not me.
Every douchebag main character. That's what Nero looks like.
Damn.
He looks like the guy from Scalebound, and he looks like DMC Devil May Cry Dante with white hair.
I mean, hey, that's hopefully they have alternate costumes at the for it. You know, I would love to play through the game as classic Nero.
Yeah, but you know who else got a redesign though? Dante. So let's talk about old man Dante for a second.
Gramps. Okay, here we go. Motherfucker, you need to shave first of all. For one, you need to shave. Get yourself a nice trim.
It shows wisdom.
No, it does not. It shows laziness.
It shows wisdom.
Now, here's the thing. I got confused here because I thought Devil May Cry 5 takes place after Devil May Cry 2.
It does not.
You corrected me by showing me an interview with the director saying that this takes place after Devil May Cry 4. It's a direct sequel from 4.
Yes. And then after... So, the new order, I guess, is Devil May Cry 3. Devil May Cry 1. Devil May Cry 4. Devil May Cry 5, and then Devil May Cry 2, which is weird.
And where does the anime fit in all this?
I believe it takes place after 1, right before 4.
So 3.
No. Okay, if we're gonna include the anime, it goes 3, 1, anime, 4.
Oh, that's right.
5,
3 is 1.
2.
That's right. 2 is 1. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what happens. I don't think. All right. So this is a direct sequel from 4, and how many? I think it was like how many years? Like 5-10 years since the events from 4.
No, it's I don't remember how many years.
But regardless, as you can see, you know, Dante gave stuff like that
the
sign,
Devil May Cry sign, yeah, to Nero.
To Nero. Nero opened his own devil hunting business, and
if that's what it is,
yeah. And
I'm not too sure.
The interesting thing is why people got confused and why I got confused is because in the end of Devil May Cry 2, Dante. Spoiler alerts, everybody. 3, 2, 1. Okay, spoilers. Here we go. He rides off into hell with his motorcycle.
Yeah, into the demon world.
So, but when we first see Dante back in E3, he looks like he was all burnt. You know, like his clothes was dark.
I don't recall that.
For me, that's what it looked like. You know, he looked like he had some black like ash and like just ride, but he's riding his motorcycle, so that made me think, okay, so he just came back from the demon world. Now, with the motorcycle coming back, you know, as we saw in this trailer, motherfucker like goes woohoo yeah, and then breaks that motherfucker in half and starts slicing people.
It's so cool.
He makes Cloud look like a bitch. Cloud had sword coming out of his motorcycle. No, Dante.
No, Dante's motorcycle is his sword.
It's his nunchucks. It's his dual blade.
What's very interesting is like when they were doing this, like there's obviously those moments where you're like, is this gameplay? Is this a cinematic? I had that moment where like the camera shifted and I saw like the motorcycle hit an enemy and I was like, that kind of looked like gameplay. And then he ripped his motorcycle in half and I was like, holy shit!
No,
it's gameplay.
It's gameplay, and the thing is, like, you know, I want to see more, but Capcom is like kind of like no. Yeah, like you know, it's like they have the fishing pole and they got the bait and like, oh, you're about to get it. Oh, you almost got it there. So it's like, I want it. I want to see more of it, you know. I want to see more of Dante and the third character, because as you remember back in E3,
you mean Noctis?
Noctis. you got Noctis.
We're joking. The Noctis look-alike.
Yeah.
You gotta be clear about that.
Obviously, Noctis is too busy in Tekken fighting off Geese Howard and freaking what's his name from The Walking Dead.
Oh, whatever, Norman Reedus, right?
No, not Norman Reedus. Negan, that's the name, Negan. Okay,
that guy. Negan. I don't watch Devil May Cry.
Yeah, you obviously don't.
I don't watch.
You don't watch Devil May Cry, but you play it.
Well, I mean, I've seen the anime. Either way, Dante looked cool. Like it showed so little of Dante, and I want to see more. Like, what's his deal? Does he have Rebellion? Does he have his sword? Rebellion.
Does he have Ebony and Ivory?
That's
what I want to know.
What, I mean, more so than Rebellion?
Yeah, I want
that. It's all part
he has a whole motorcycle. I don't need the sword anymore. I got a freaking motorcycle to cut down my enemy.
Does he need guns? Yeah, he needs guns.
Well, I mean, actually, what we don't know.
What?
You know how the motorcycle has, you know, a handle on each side?
Think it'll shoot?
It will shoot. That motorcycle's going to turn to 2 fucking handguns.
Oh,
and he's going to shoot everything down his way.
But I mean, he had Rebellion and Ebony and Ivory in Devil May Cry 2, so he has to have it in this one.
I wonder if he'll get his daggers. Is it Fire and Ice? Was that called? No, it's not. I'm thinking Monster Hunter. Sorry.
Yeah, as you can tell, Zaire hasn't played all the Devil May
I haven't
Cries.
played Devil May Cry 3. I never played Devil May Cry 3. I need to. It's on my bucket list.
There is a dual wielding weapon that is a fire and ice, I believe.
Yeah, it was the daggers from 3, no?
They're not daggers. They're like, how do I explain? They're like small swords. Not, but they're like curved. They're curved.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you can see my face right now, I'm making the most dumbest face to make right now.
Okay, our dagger's curved.
Zidane.
If anything, they're sickles.
Zidane from Final Fantasy 9.
If anything, they're more like sickles, I guess. I'll show you.
Yeah, no, I've seen them. I've seen my buddy Nick play, and to me they look like daggers. Regardless, moving on. We've seen Dante, we've seen Nero, but we still haven't seen Noctis lookalike.
Yeah, so we can only speculate.
So I wonder how he's gonna play. I wonder what his deal is. I'm surprised like there's no play. Max, you know what? There's gonna be a playable Virgil when you beat the game with all 3 of them.
Yeah, if this is anything like the other games, what's gonna happen is you're gonna choose a difficulty. You're gonna go through 20 missions, and then at the end of that, then you're gonna do the other difficulties, 20 missions, and then everything's gonna carry over, and then you're gonna get to Dante Must Die mode, and then there's gonna be costume modes and shit like that. I mean, it's Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry. Honestly, man, at the end of the I don't know if it was at the end of the trailers, but they announced that the game's coming out in March. I believe March 9th, 8th.
You're always one day off.
I was about to say 6, but I'm
always one day off.
March 8th, 2019. Now, that's very soon.
Very soon. We're not getting a break.
And I'm being very honest, Ricky. This Devil May Cry 5 looks like the hottest game that's dropping in 2019.
Probably.
More so than Kingdom Hearts 3 to me. More so than Resident Evil 2.
Probably. I didn't see anything in here I don't like.
No. The game looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a good old time. Yeah. I'm glad it's coming out.
Maximum replayability.
Yes, and you know what? I was so hyped when they first announced Devil May Cry that I wasn't gonna ask back for your PS3 copy of the collection. I had to go buy it on my PS4. I was like, all right.
Right? Yeah, I remember that. You bought it digitally.
Digitally, yeah. Because
of all things, you couldn't wait.
No, I could not wait.
Right.
But I mean, you know, if you guys are, you know, still on the fence on this game, I highly suggest you guys check out the trailers. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll have gameplay, or we'll be showing the trailers online.
And Zaire and I will do Let's Plays of the games as we get closer to launch for sure, because we're gonna introduce Zaire to this world together, because he has very little experience in it, whereas me, I'm just gonna be there with him, enjoying it, hopefully playing through his eyes, because I can't ever experience these games for the first time anymore.
And you know what? The good thing about playing games with friends is that they notice things that they don't notice.
What the hell did you just say to me?
Like, for example, I'll notice like this like little like item thing like you probably didn't notice when all those times you played.
Oh, what you're saying is I'll make a discovery through your playthrough.
Oh yeah, like I'll discover it and you'll be like, oh, I didn't see that there.
Yeah, I don't know. I've 100%ed the first Devil May Cry.
Don't lie to me. Just kidding.
So that'd be interesting.
No, but I mean, yeah.
But anyways, I'm excited.
We're both excited.
I'm super stoked for this game. You know, whenever we do stuff like this, I look for things to say I don't like, and if all I can come up, right? No, well, it's important.
Yes, of course. You have to. You can't be a blind fanboy, buddy. You have to be real. You have to be real.
Exactly. It's important to notice the things that bother you, so you can voice it out there, and then maybe a change, maybe this one, or even in the Devil May Cry 6, even though this is supposed to be the last one of the Son of Sparta storyline, if that's something you care about, Zaire. But you know, it's important to say it. And if the worst thing I can say about this so far is I don't like the way Nero looks, then there's a good thing going.
I'm going to be honest. There was one thing that did bother me.
What is that?
I did see some clunky camera. That was like a camera, but that's like kind of that goes hand in hand with like
you know,
with action games like that.
I can kind of agree with you.
It's hard because like you're trying to make the game look super cool. Okay, it reminds me in Kingdom Hearts 3. Remember when you told me the twin yo-yos and the
yeah, you're right.
But when you were playing the demo and the camera just couldn't really handle it.
Yeah, no,
I kind of got that feeling when I was watching this Nero game.
Now here's the thing with Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean that we're not gonna get too into this, but. Yeah. I felt like the big over-the-top animations for the attacks had a lot to do with the camera screwing up, because it's everywhere.
Right.
There's how can the camera be on everything? It can't.
No.
In Devil May Cry, it's more focused on you, the player, and also on top of that, if you ever watch someone play the older Devil May Cry, you get the kind of same feeling. But here's the thing about Devil May Cry level design. excluding like the first game, the environments are more open, especially in DMC Devil May Cry. It's like there's not a whole lot of obstacles in the way, maybe like a light post or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's basically an arena they've made.
Yeah.
So there's nothing really in the way to get the camera stuck or anything, which is what causes the biggest issue of camera.
And if I may add right here, one thing that we saw in that boss fight in the end with that big old creep thing,
Environmental destruction.
that it's like you start. I don't know if you start. I don't remember if you start off in the church thing fighting him.
You start off on the roof.
Okay, but then you go in the church, right?
Right.
And you fight him there, but you could go outside and he'll break the church, and you have a big old arena outside as well.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
That's freaking awesome.
It's straight up like
you're not limited to one space.
It's like in Dead or Alive when you smash someone through a wall and now you're in another arena.
I never played Dead or Alive.
Okay, well you can do it in Street Fighter 5 too, right?
Oh yes, you can, but then the round has to be over.
It's more, but you know, it's kind of the same plane.
Yeah,
but
I feel you, and it's cool though. It's little thing, not little things. Those are big things like that make the game feel more badass. Everything about this game just reeks badass, stylish, silky smooth, buttery fun.
What I like
gameplay.
about boss fights that I guess we'll end this on this because I mean it was towards the end of the 15-minute gameplay.
Yeah.
But what I like about boss fights like that, when it progresses, like you're here on the roof, now you're in the chapel, now you moved outside, is you get a sense of progression and you feel like you're getting someone with a boss fight.
Yeah.
Even though he is doing more or less the same animations, right?
Right.
So it's like, yeah, it's like once you're outside, you're like, all right, this is the final push. And
Yeah.
I dig that. It's so cool. And it makes the whole fight feel fresh, even though it's taken longer than, you know, just like a regular enemy.
It makes me think, you know, can you fight that boss thing
Just on the roof?
just on the roof or just in the chapel? Can you just not go outside?
We will try that.
We'll try that out. Hey,
I'm totally down to try that.
Like I said before, Devil May Cry is coming out on March 8th, 2019. Please look forward to it, guys. And the Devil May Cry bundle is on sale on PS4, I don't know if Xbox, and PC, and on Steam, I believe. Yeah, and on Steam. Please go check it out, guys.
Also, Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition and DMC Devil May Cry.
True, and you know what, guys? Like, hey, DMC Devil May Cry is not a bad game. It's actually a really fun game.
It's good, and I hated it at the time because I thought that was it for regular Devil May Cry. But now that I know...
If you could push to the side that this is its own little thing, its own little world,
right,
and accept that, you'll have a good time. Do not take this for... Don't take DMC Devil May Cry
for granted.
Yeah. Don't take it as canon because it's its own little thing. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. Ricky, do you have anything else?
I got nothing else to say. That's my thing.
That is your thing. But my name is Zaire, and I'm going to tell you guys to catch you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.
And keep it stylish.